What's up, witches? It's the Lunar Priest, and today we are going to be doing a pick-a-pile reading, so I will skip right over to the cards and just take a moment to look at them, pick your pile, and we'll hop right into the video. The timestamps will all be in the description below, so hop right forward to the card that you chose. And as usual, I always appreciate every like, comment, and subscription. All right, pile one. So let's see what we got here right off the bat in terms of general guidance and readings. And what I'm seeing for you is portrayed here in the Queer Tarot. And then you also chose the clear amethyst. I think that this stone says a lot about what you might be moving through right now, being that you are really trying to just clear out your mind and get rid of anything that is not in your highest and best aligned truth. You're really wanting to get rid of any relationships or bonds or promises that you've made or karmic ties that have been causing you to stay in any habitual mindsets, meaning you are continuously going back to these stories or these ideas or these beliefs that are false, and they're essentially holding you back from seeing clearly where you're supposed to go from here. You're not supposed to be going backwards or cleaning house or maintaining anything right now. You're more so supposed to be channeling something clear into the future, and that's kind of being portrayed here in the Two of Swords. I think that Spirit is really trying to make it obvious to you that there is this polarity or this duality about you, and to start to channel that into more of a unified force or a unified channel of clarity. And that could mean that you will have to almost beat off not physically, obviously, but almost like beat away distractions, and you're going to have to actually be verbal and actually own the fact that you're important, more important than you used to give yourself credit for, which means you need to be conserving your time and your energy for you, so that, and as I touch these cards, it's usually because I'm using them as pointers, but the Magician here is like, hey, you have all these tools. You have more than you need to be where you want to go, but you haven't been able to get started because you keep going back to friends, situations, substances, people, relationships, and putting those things before you. So it's not that you need to cut off your friends. It's that you need to stop being so... You need to keep your eyes on your own paper. And it's not as hard as that might seem. Like, you might have a hard time knowing your value and knowing your worth and knowing that your ideas are actually going to pay off. And if you don't fully embrace the fact that your ideas will pay off for you in the future so that you can do what you want to do and get what you want to get and have those relationships that you want to have in the form that you want to have them in, if you don't realize you're worth that, how are you going to begin to embody that and get there and make lifestyle changes and choices that are going to allow you to start moving in that direction? The Seven of Wands is telling me that you're continuously going back and trying to rebuild. You're continuously looking at, oh, this person takes up my time, this job takes up my time, these ideas are taking up all my time, so I don't have anything left for myself. Well, it's time to do a loving withdrawal. You need to purify and simplify your habits, your mind, and your body. You know, I think you've already come a really long way, and I'm getting the strong message that you've done a lot of work to connect to guides. Your ancestors are very tapped in at this point. You've done so much, and I know you're proud of yourself. Like, I know that you know how much work you've done, so it's time to start to embody that. When someone asks you to spend your time, energy, or money, even if that person is you asking yourself, to spend those things on something that isn't totally a full body yes, you need to say no for now. It's time to withdraw, because you need to make space. You have such little space for this channel. You have so many clear ideas waiting on you. You have ideas dancing around right above your head, wondering where that Kundalini energy is that you've been cultivating. It's like they're right above your skull. These ideas are right there for you to reach up, penetrate, and grab. But you're not doing any of that penetrating into the ether stuff because you're too busy being in either lack mindset or worrying about what X, Y, and Z, friends, family, people are doing. You need to return to you. It's time to go back and empower yourself before you worry about how they're doing. They are going to be okay. Their souls are trying to learn lessons. You don't need to hold their hand. You don't need to let your codependence get in your own way. Because by you following your divine path, everything can flow a little bit easier. It's time to have fun. Like, it's time to smile and remember that you're here for a very sacred and divine reason. And it doesn't have to be in the same old story of lack and suffering. It's actually going to be better than you could expect, but I think there's a very strong, clear message here that I'm getting to give to you, that it, you know, really take this seriously. Really take yourself as serious as you want to be taken online, as you want to be taken by your friends and family, as you want to be taken by your clients. If you want to be $1,000 a day person, $1,000 an hour person, if you want to tap into that limitless potential that I know you have, it's time to silence all the fronts where you are giving energy and time and things like that as much as you possibly can. I'm not saying to just quit your job or do anything impulsive. I'm saying that every day there is something you can do to eliminate distraction, stop going out and spending money, stop with the little addictions, the little habits, stop with the smoking, stop with the redirecting yourself constantly to worry about what other people are doing and how things are going to turn out and what the future might look like and blah, blah, blah. Because you need to focus on right now so you can get these habits set in place so you can actually attain the success you want to attain. It's very real right now. Everything you do is very, very much having a butterfly effect. And you're not on the wrong path, but I think that the strong message is coming through because you're at such an advanced level that if you slip up, you could easily press pause on some of your growth and manifestations that are so readily available for you right now. Stay out of lack mindset for sure, because the victory you want's coming. It's just like Spirit's not cashing out your check until Spirit knows you have a plan of what to do with that check, if you will. It's almost like once you decide, okay, this is how I'm going to be spending my time, this is what it's going to look like, here's my process of what I'm going to be doing every day. If I have these goals, here's how I'm going to partake in them every day. Here's what I'm cutting out. Do everything you possibly can right now to be ready for the future. That doesn't mean make a wish list of things you want to buy either. That means, okay, if I want to be an independent business owner, or if I want to go somewhere or do something, I'm going to get everything I need to have in place before spending my time, energy, and resources on the actual, like, go for it part. And I hope that makes sense. It's like, it's kind of like just getting really ready, buckling down. If you want to be an artist, and you're just spending all day playing video games, but you also have another job, you don't need to go quit that job. Maybe look at your other patterns like the video games, or maybe look at how much time you're spending on Instagram or the phone. You need to do what you can do, and then Spirit will come in and take the big ones out of the way. You don't need to worry about the big stuff that you feel like you can't help, the big finances, the big investments into the self, the big investments into that business. Do what you can do. Get rid of your habits that hold you back, that cloud your channel, and Spirit will match you on that. So you do what you can handle, and everything you can't handle will be taken care of for you, but you need to start like now, like today, after this, It's urgent. You came here with a very specific reason, group one. Okay, so now that we've kind of got the general lessons out of the way, I want to go ahead and pull one of the Untamed elemental cards for you. So group one, Untamed elemental card for group, got two. Okay, we have Thunderbolt and Sky. So I feel like these two go together very well. And I'm not super familiar with these, so I'm going to read you exactly what they say. And then also cloud kept falling out and it just fell out again, so you get 3 today. So let's see. Thunderbolt. Dispelling ignorance. Weapon of the sky, Thunderbolt is the conductor of consequence. Full-throated and unswerving, this electric iconoclast reigns with force, leveling resistance and dispelling ignorance. Though he seems destructive, his temper plays a part in the evolution of much of Earth's life forms. He has equal power to annihilate and bestow life. The moment he hits is an insight of synthesis, disrupting tightly held notions and lighting the way for new truths to emerge. Thunderbolt does not hold back his fervent proclamations, telling you that the difficulty is not the issue itself, but rather in how you currently choose to see things. Ignorance is at the root of all suffering and arises the misperception about the nature of existence. This noxious obstacle to freedom can be overcome with little effort once you cease clinging to limiting and damaging ideas. Call upon Thunderbolt to grace your perceptions with his sonic shockwave. Ask him to transform your perspective into a freshly seen, world-churned, mind-blown experience that elevates all of your relationships. When balanced, illumined, open-minded, and content, imbalanced, suffering through misperception, craving, or aversive. To bring into balance, question the indoctrines that cause your suffering. I love when this stuff happens, when it's so, like, spot on with everything else, because the Tower didn't come up, but the Ace of Swords did. And I feel like this simplification from the Two of Swords to the Ace of Swords mixed with this Seven of Wands energy is very Thunderbolt Towery. Like, you have to take actual action and do what you can do in the places you're sure you can do them. So just cutting back on certain things are going to make a big difference right now. Because I really feel like you know the infinite opportunity that you have for yourself in the sky. There's just some things that are clouding it, and this Thunderbolt, this idea, is coming through for you. It's like, yes, things get shaken up sometimes, but it's to remind you what really matters. It's to cut through all the BS and remind you that you're not fighting anything but the things you choose to look down on, right? Anything that is just beneath you. So stop spending time on things that are beneath your energetic coherence right now. If people are asking you to be there for them, or if you're trying to get other people to be there for you when you need to just spend time alone and be productive and get your rhythm going, it's time to really do that for yourself. It's time to really claim this power and sit on the throne. 2 people can't sit on the throne at once. 1 person sits there. So it's time to put yourself there and see what happens. And that means I keep getting perfecting the schedule. Cut out the small things that don't need your attention anymore. Cut out the stuff that is just wasting energy, wasting time. The big stuff will be taken care of by spirit. But in the meantime, the minutes count. Spend your minutes going towards victory, going towards what you want. You empathically know. And furthermore, this Queen of Cups being here is like, you are very empathic. You need to be careful with who you're constantly subjecting yourself to. Not because you're a victim or you're powerless, but because this is a puzzle piece of the evolution here. If you're around people who have what you want, you will be more likely to get what you want. Millionaires hang out with millionaires, you know? So hang out with the people you want to be like. Cut back on the time of being the therapist or I'm trying to get your attention. None of that. No more. Lovingly withdraw from situations like that. Stop looking down and seeing what problems are below you. Just look up and channel. You have all the tools that you need. This thunder is striking you. You are so clear. You are a clear channel and you know exactly where you're headed. So it's time to claim that. And that might mean changing up some of the people that you're spending your time on, the habits, etc. You got this. And also substances too. I feel like that kind of came up here. I'm not going to read the cloud in the sky because I think that analogy of, you know, the possibility is so great and abundant for you, and it's totally available. There's just some stuff clouding and the storm is brewing, but the thunderbolt is really the medicine striking you into that channel. So you have big things ahead of you. So very quickly, let's see for love for group 1. I'm gonna pull this top one. I'm gonna pull this guy. Ooh. Okay. I want to get some well-rounded ideas of what's going on here. Okay. So we have the 5 of Swords, 4 of Swords, Queen of Wands, 2 of Cups, 10, 7, and 9 of Wands. Okay. Okay. So the biggest thing I can see is, I'm pulling one more, Ace of Cups. Okay. The biggest thing that I can see here is that you have this foundation built beneath yourself right now when it comes to love. You have a lot of things that you need to be focusing on. There's a lot of work to be done inside and out for you. You are someone who is both able to work on yourself while also being very mindful of what others are doing. You have 7 of Wands kind of coming up twice, meaning that maybe your love life could be distracting you from the productivity within. So keep that in mind. You spend a lot of energy on love, and it's kind of misguiding you a little bit because you're more focused on what you need to fix outside of yourself and what you need to fix inside of yourself. And the other part that I know for sure is you know what you need to fix in yourself, and your spirit guides are fully there for you. You have so much magic and abundance and ability to get whatever you want. There's this genuine belief here, though, that you have to work so hard and push through things and fight to get what you want. It's time to let that all the way go. It's time to cut that story around love, especially. You don't need to fight for things. There's no tragedy about to strike. It's time to let that go. You're totally capable of letting it go. And your mind starts to tell you that you need to be insecure, that something is going on, that you need to work harder, you can't find the balance. It's time to let all that go. It's time to immediately snap your finger, count to 5, and switch gears. As soon as you go into the lack mindset, as soon as you go into the I have to fight for this, blah, 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 what are they doing? What am I doing? Am I ever going to be fully in love? Am I ever going to get what I want? Will I ever be able to have enough money? No. No gaslighting yourself into thinking that you aren't going to get what you want. But you're never going to be able to feel what you want if you stay where you're at. You're in such a middle ground purgatory type of place. And it's funny because I feel so harsh towards group 1, but I have the utmost love and respect for them. I know that they're a group of go-getters. I know this group is so capable, and I almost feel like this paternal energy is coming through me to really snap them into gear, because I don't think they have a lot of support besides themselves. And I kind of feel this maternal, fatherly grandfather. In fact, some of you, I'm even getting that it is actually your grandfather's spirit coming through to help you annihilate anything that stands in your way. So this reading is very much of a road clearer, road unblocking spell. If you're listening to this, just listening to this alone, your ancestors are all over you, even grandmothers and ancestors that you don't know, and different angels, Raphael, Michael. I'm also getting garlic all of a sudden, so things are being cast out of your field. That garlic energy is casting things out of your field. If you are in a relationship, which brings me to another point about this, if you are in a relationship or you have your eye on someone, there is a major karmic bond. They agreed to help you release these stories of, I have to fight hard, I have to get through this, I'm always in adversity, people are judging me, blah, blah, blah. No more. That's what this person in this situation that you're in with your love life, no matter what it is, if it's just you, if you're single, I think a lot of you are in relationship, they're here to constantly break that narrative with you, for you, and by your side. So you're breaking a lot of these narratives around what it means to be fulfilled, and That's hard. It's very hard work. It's also very hard work to hold space for so much magic and potential and love. People understand you. The people around you love you so much and look up to you. You have no idea how many people love you. You're so blocked off from being able to know how much people love you because you're in these stories. That's your foundation. Cut it out. Break it up. Let those things go. As soon as you start to think that, you know, things are hard, I want you to think about, I want you to immediately, almost like, I'm thinking of when I quit smoking nicotine. As soon as I would start freaking out because I was withdrawing from nicotine, I would immediately just walk away. Literally go make some tea. Write something, draw something, listen to a song, put on a podcast, dance, shake your body, whatever you need to do, just distract yourself right away. It's time to let spirit and rewire those things for you, and you can do that by just, that brain pathway is very strong in you. You have to start to take action, and your love life is going to help you do that. No matter what's going on, your love life is helping you. So when you start to get into these limiting beliefs, I wonder how this is possible for me, do the next best thing you can do for yourself, whatever it is, simple or big. Get started, get productive. And productivity could be meditation for you with the Four of Swords and the Ace of Cups. Your fulfillment might come from some silence. Remember that, you know, security is going to come from within first as a vibration, no matter what. You are capable. Like so capable. There are no stories that are allowed to hold you back from this point on. And when they pop up, even right now, I want you to literally look at something else on the screen that makes you know for sure that you have a fighting opportunity that involves no fighting on your end. Spirit's going to do it for you. So you just do what you can do in your minor habits. And love will prevail for sure. I could see why you think you're up against a lot, but you're not. Not at this point. Spirit said it's time to evolve and move past that from here on out. That's not your story anymore. You're too much magic for that. You didn't come all this way to stop in that story. Okay. Good. Now, I want to also briefly look at career. But I think first I'm going to pull one of these spell cards for you. Healing Poppet spell. So here's a Healing Poppet spell. You can screenshot this and do it if you'd like. It's from the Wiccapedia spell deck. It's one of the healing spells I pulled for you. But I wanted to pull that just before we hop into any career stuff. So here we go. We're going to pull from the Isis deck. Moving forward in their career for group 1. The Flower of Life and the Temple of Black Obsidian. Okay, so what I'm getting for this, for career, passion projects, work life, finances even, is that the Flower of Life is all about your creativity. So doing some more creative work, creative spells, or just even welcoming in creativity is going to be very helpful for you. It being here with the Temple of Black Obsidian and all of the rest of your cards makes me think that you are healing, you know, some of these stories around not having enough, not being enough, not doing enough. And as you heal those things, it will have such a butterfly effect. Like, seriously, the Flower of Life is a series of points repetitively done over and over again, making this beautiful, emanating, sacred geometric shape, right? So what I'm getting at here is when you pull on one of those points, it affects the entire shape. The one little habit you choose to change in your work life, the one little piece of content you choose to make for your small business, the one time you put yourself first, you cut that one habit. You do that one thing. It might have nothing to do with anything to do with your money. It will affect everything else. Take your small habits and your small beliefs seriously right now. The Flower of Life is on your side. By the same token, you can do something and set yourself back, or keep yourself paused, or you can do something to set yourself forward. This is not hard. This is graceful. The Flower of Life is an easy, beautiful, naturally occurring thing. it's going to happen for you. Also, I see this flamingo or hawk. I think that's a hawk, but I believe that's a flamingo on her head. Or even a peacock. Show out. Like, show yourself. Put yourself out there. You're here to be seen and radiate. So much sacral energy is going on here. Mixed with the purple down here, it's like, wow. I just recently did a creativity spell with an orange candle and a purple candle, and I was doing it to channel my divine self into my creative, sensual, sacred expression of myself, to channel my tantric sexual nature into everything that I do, so that I'm radiant, attractive, so that my masculine self is always holding space for my feminine self to shine brightly. And I think that that is exactly what this is kind of symbolizing for you. You have the bird's eye view, and you also are the bird on the ground, like beautiful and vibrant and bright. God is working through you. The universe works through you. Your higher self is fully inhabiting you, which is why these messages are very loud for you. Because they need to come through and start immediately, because she's here. He's here. They're here. And the Temple of Black Obsidian, the Dark Healing Chamber, things that are hard and dark are so healing for you. I also see this 6-pointed star action here. God is in everything for you. You are so protected. Everything that you are afraid of is being taken away off your path. The path is clear. So in terms of work, you need to step into what you want to be doing. And I know that's a lot easier said than done, but you are on that path. Don't give up. You can't give up. There's no choice. You're going to keep going. Yes, yes. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and make sure you leave a comment below letting me know what you thought of it. Bye. Hello, group 2. So right off the bat, I like to start with the crystal that you chose. So this is a Tibetan quartz. It's from a very high altitude. What this tells me is that you are in a place where you're very much zooming out, starting to realize that you have a lot more power and control than you give yourself credit for. You have done a lot of work in the taking a hard look, I guess, at yourself, at some of the familial trauma you might have inherited. It might not even be trauma, it just could be beliefs. You're starting to also look at old stories as something that you can use to your benefit or to your advantage, and you're totally out of the victim mindset. And this is very good news, because you're morphing reality accordingly. Like, you're like, I'm totally capable, and you might not even know what that looks like to be totally capable, but you're using that as a tool pretty consistently at this point, I would say. And your spirit guides are very proud of you. I was getting the message before I started this to tell group 2 that there was always more room for positivity for them, that they are people that were sent here with an abundance of sunshine energy, with this like radiating magnetism, this brilliant light energy that can just constantly take more light and heat and beauty, right? Even the sun is really popping out in the Fool card here. And this is the Queer Tarot, by the way. I love this deck so much. And a lot of these radiating colors are really standing out to me. So you might have a lot of orange, yellows, pinks, even these purples, I guess, are kind of standing out. And I actually told this to group 1, but I recently did a spell with an orange candle and a purple candle for channeling my higher self through my sacral chakra and really becoming more of a creative master of myself, and really channeling the tantric energy into everything that I do, and understanding the duality of my strength and my inner divine masculine and inner divine feminine, how they meld and mesh together into this very androgynous creature who has no limits or boundaries. And I'm very much getting that energy, this no limits, no boundaries for you here. You have no problem conceding to your innermost self any of the things holding you back, any issues. You're not looking to fight people anymore. You're not looking to prove anything to anybody. You're looking to just make that judgment call and go straight for the gold. What is my best possible outcome? What's my best possible outcome? I know I'm close. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to leap. Let's rock. Like, let's put this into a plan. Let's make a creative gesture towards success. And that success is very much already blossoming in your life. I get that you might already be very established in some area, or your goals are well formulated, meaning that if you have an idea that you want to get started on, it will manifest so quickly into something successful where you get everything you want. I mean, you have the 10 of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, another 10 card, and the 9 of Cups over here, mixed with the Ace of Wands and the Fool. So we have a very, very, very prosperous, you could be inheriting things also right now. You are so in the flow of prosperity, abundance, enhanced money, enhanced creativity, readiness to start something new. You have a good head on your shoulders to navigate this path, and the world is like, good job, babe. You took your strength, you took your knowledge of what fulfills you, you wrapped it up, you did a good job, you got the things out of the way that you needed to get out of the way. Some of you might have recently finished something, and you're ready to channel yourself into something new, and you're ready to take all of your earnings and recycle them and create even more abundance and more beauty and more opportunity for you and the people that you love around you. You're really taking center stage in your own mind. Like, you're really putting yourself at the heart of the matter now. And that's such a beautiful thing, because I think you might have grown up someone who struggled with, whether it be body dysmorphia or an eating disorder or a problem expressing your sexual nature, or just feelings of not getting to show your true, like, unicorn. Okay, my camera died, but you might have not been able to grow up getting to be yourself, and this is a time where you're really coming home to that true, awesome inner self that includes every facet of you and wants you to be paid. So more money's coming, and you're definitely going to start up something creative. Some of you, I'm getting clothesline or clothing or garments. Also, maybe just adorn yourself, and also look into Tantra. The Isis and Mary Magdalene book is really calling out right now. A lot of alchemy. Yeah, the Magdalene manuscript, that's what it is. So, anyhow, all looking really good on the front here. Great job. Great work. I want to pull a couple of the Untamed Elemental cards for you. Ooh, okay. So we have the Thunderbolt, the Sky, and the Elephant. Oddly enough, Group 1 also had the Thunderbolt in the Sky. I have a calling to also get you the links. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Thunderbolt in the Sky. So the sky is essentially this vast... Okay, I just heard the word internet. So if any of you guys are also online, this is like especially for you, which everyone's online. But I mean, if your business is going in that direction, or your business is already in that direction, seriously invest in ads. Invest in yourself right now. You are holding something golden. Anyway. So anyway, the sky is about all these opportunities, this limitless area that might seem empty, but there are little hidden nuggets within it. The thunderbolt comes through the sky to really illuminate and wipe out any of the cloudiness, the smog, right? The stuff that you don't need to look at. Something needs your attention, obviously. Give it your attention now. Almost like address the elephant in the room, right? Like, you know what you should be focusing on. You know what is going to pay you. You know what's going to give you money. It's time to just do it. You have time. I see you on your laptop in your bed, like working on something. So give it your time. Give yourself some time to create something. Don't bypass your creative abilities. Don't bypass your ideas thinking they're small. They're huge. They're huge. I also hear the word following. Your ideas are so good. People need your product. People need you. People need your content. People need you on their team. They want you a part of their creative process, and that could literally just be you influencing them by showcasing your creative process. You are a creator, totally. And I also get the word independent. You're going in an independent direction where you're in charge more than you ever have been. Okay, I'm going to read you the links one though, because I'm feeling very called to read you that. Okay, let's see. Links. Why do I feel like it should be by the lion? But is it not? Oh, I see. These are brand new for me, so I'm still getting used to them. Okay, these are, it must be with Earth, right? Yes, okay. Sacred silence. Ling stalks silently under the stars of the cold northern midnight, a huntress at heart. Her thick fur, wide paws, and agile limbs allow her to traverse green forests, scale granite faces of mountains, and negotiate the freshly fallen snow. Echoes of the world are held at bay, for she has chosen solitude. She is completely at one with her habitat. Her independence comes without complication, and her silence remains solely her own. Lynx calls upon you to hold sacred silence, at least for the time being. There is great power in keeping your own counsel when appropriate. Silence is particularly wise when applied to a new project, relationship, or vision that still is in the gestational or liminal realms. This is because sacred silence is a womb where dreams and desires may come into material form. Go with Lynx into meditation where the light of possibility will allow your dreams to unfurl. Trust that you will know when the time is right to speak. Have faith. You'll understand exactly whom to share it with. When balanced, discerning, intuitive, and independent. When imbalanced, aloof, disingenuous, and contemptuous. To bring into balance, keep your own counsel until you know the right time to share. Okay, so maybe you are very much in planning phases right now, and I liked what it said about relationship, like almost maybe you're kind of mysterious and playing hard to get, or someone else is, but you know what's obvious and you know where the direction is headed. And when something is very obvious and you know you need to do it, just go ahead and do it. Oh, little eyelash, make a wish. So whatever's obvious, go forward with it. Whatever needs more incubation time, I know you know how to handle that, and I trust that you will be able to. But I think there are some obvious things that you're like, okay, this is going to be huge, and I need to address this, or this is obvious, this is blooming, especially in love life. But let's go ahead and pull some cards for Group 2's love life, speaking of which. Six of Swords, Queen of Wands is making a big return. The Knight of Swords, the Emperor, Ten of Coins, Four of Wands. Why do I want to do more? This one, and oh god, they all want my attention. Okay, one more. Bada bing. Okay, wow. Page of Cups, Queen of Swords, the Moon, overlaid onto the Six of Swords, Four of Wands, Ten of Coins. Wow, we have a lot of stuff going on here. We have a lot of stuff because I just pulled so many cards. LOL. Okay, well, right off the bat, I'm seeing a lot of majors. Queen of Swords and Knight of Swords lets me know that there are some shadows that you are fully in cahoots with, aware of. This is not a bad thing. I just think that there are a lot of qualities and people around you where you're starting to recognize that the habits and the beliefs, like no one's perfect, obviously. So you're coming into your independent nature where you can boldly go forward and be yourself. You're like, okay, actually I am worth everything I want in my love life. Like, I have faced independence and loneliness. I've done all these things that I used to maybe be more, I wasn't fully sovereign in myself. That's kind of what I'm getting, is maybe there was a lack of sovereignty, and you used to not know what you were worth, and you used to put up with things a little bit more. but like there was some hard stuff. I think you've gone through some hard stuff recently in love, and now you're starting to recognize what you're worth. You're willing to take accountability to your part in things, but also again, that tantric energy is really arising for you. Queen of Wands, your magic, your prayers have been heard. Someone's going to match you, and they're matching you in the most perfect of ways. I love it, love it, love it. So definitely, really, if you're not already in a relationship, such good things are coming in future partnerships, and I really see them able to match your eclectic nature. I really see them being special in ways you weren't expecting, to be evolutionary, advanced, safe people for you. Also, I'm getting maybe some of you are polyamorous, and that there will be, you know, maybe one or two people really standing out and really vibing well with you, and it'll be really fun to collaborate in that zone. And I won't go too much into that, but I do feel a lot of fun, exciting sexual energy for group 2, no matter what. I also feel that money is increasing on both ends for both parties if this person's in a relationship, or they're attracting someone now with more than previous partners. So money looks really good between the two of you. It's likely that you are also meeting the person with the person that you'll be having children with. There's a playful safety about this person. So love is just going really well, though there are times where independence and loneliness can have these flashes through the relationship, but hey, I don't think that it's anything you can't learn and grow through. The Four of Wands suggests, you know, positive changes in the home. There's something you're both striving towards. There's something positive about the direction of your love life overall, and it's going to relay itself into your home life, whether that be you're more creative in the way that you're arranging your furniture, or you're literally having a better routine together that's more productive overall. Six of Swords means that, you know, spirit guides are heavily involved in this time for your love life, meaning that you and your partner, or you and your partners, or you are being guided in a direction where you and a partner will really be able to divinely commune and divinely come together. So overall, very positive love stuff here. Money, family life, whatever you're kind of hoping for. Like that eyelash was sitting here earlier, and it was like, make a wish, and I almost feel like you're playing it cool, but it's even cooler, you know? So we'll just move on from there. I want to pull a spell card really quick before we talk briefly about your career. I want to pull both of these. Improve family luck and banish feelings of loneliness. So here are two spells that can assist you and really solidify and help you claim the energy of this reading. I'm hoping that it's focusing. Feel free to take a screenshot and do these spells. They're from the Wiccapedia spell deck. So there are those. And then lastly, some stuff for group 2's career. Da-ding. Oh my gosh. Cool, the Lunar Queen. I kind of want to pull 2 more. You got more than group 1, but I think I needed to see them to read for you. Okay, so the cartouche is very much about being able to understand the significance of the objects and the names and the things that you say. So spell work, I think, is definitely calling to you in general. More spell work, more ritual, more shadow work. I think you need to go into some prayer and some ritual and possibly some spell work about the direction of your career. Whether it's, you know, someone's giving you problems at work, or you want to change your path, your spirituality can help you there. You can do magical things to help yourself. The Serpent of Fire, Priestess of the Serpent Sisterhood. So you have connections that are available or coming into your life now of very creative, intelligent, feminine folks who are going to be a part of your collaborative experience. You're going to be working around highly evolved beings in the future, whether you're employing them or just working alongside them. You have some very important people that match you. And I've been bringing up tantric stuff this whole time, but this tantric destiny of yours is very apparent, and it leads into your work life, and there's other people with this same frequency, and you will feel, and you can trust them to help you grow and ascend along your career path. So big changes definitely in the workplace and the career life are coming up. There's a lot of femininity coming to your rescue, if you will, as well. So your creativity will be the thing that guides you through any dark path times. Any beliefs that you don't have certain things available to you that you need are going to be wiped away. Creative matters will blend in, and they will be available to you as you need to. Like the road unfolds as you go along. One phase blends into the next. So just keep going, essentially, because you're going to wrap up something soon, and there will be things illuminated in that process that just keep your process moving forward. Everything is going to come to you a little bit more simply and easily too than others. You're very blessed right now with work, so if there's something specific you're setting out to do, this is a great time to really buckle into that, because you'll get blessed even more with opportunities and people and things like that. More blessings are coming your way. She of the celestial crescent. So the crescent is a time of letting things die or building them up, and I think you're simultaneously doing that. I think a lot of you are going to transition fully into a brand new routine or way of life or job or career that really makes you feel like you are the sovereign priestess of some sort of identity or role that you're looking to be in. And I think a lot of your loved ones will be helping you with that as well. And the Temple of Black Obsidian, I said this in group 1, they also had this, there's the 6-pointed star is happening here, but it's not happening the way we would think it would, right? There's this crystal, there's this other triangle here, there's the shadow of the upright triangle, and then the back triangle, the feminine one, is just behind it solid. So your inner masculine could be healing itself to make room for this inner feminine. Meaning that you're starting to try to be more structured, less angry, more realistic, logical, rational, so that you'll have the time, energy, and resources to support your creative endeavors. So with that, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Lots of really good, exciting changes are coming for you. Make sure to leave a comment below letting me know how you liked it. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. And with that, I'll see you later. Bye! Alright, group 3. So just taking an overall look at everything currently in your field. I want to start off actually with this crystal. So we have the purple phosphorite. This stone is probably my most expensive stone, let me just say, and it's also one of the most captivating and just special stone that I think I have. So I want to kind of stress that about you. I want you to kind of see yourself in that light. Like, okay, maybe I don't have the reflectiveness of the rose quartz or a quartz, right? Or maybe I don't have what X, Y, or Z person has. Maybe I don't seem like exactly what I want to be yet, but I am, you know, like I'm valid, I'm worth something, I have the money, I have the capabilities of getting to where I need to go. I am worth more than I think I'm even worth, and people will meet me there and treat me as such. So really coming into more self-worth. This stone is also great for connecting to spirit guides. Like, I feel like anytime I put it by a candle that has to do with a spirit guide, I'm like totally well received and met. So again, this sense of confidence and being well received and being easily connected to is important for you right now. Sorry, I'm just adjusting how I'm sitting. So you are about to make a lot of connections. Even looking at your cards, we have the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Cups. We have the King of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Hanged Man, Ace of Swords, and Seven of Cups. So I think there could be a lot you feel like you're questioning, but there's nothing to question. Like, you, no matter what, are a very clear person. You're very able to judge and rationalize and see things as they're supposed to be. And I think that that is coming in here with this phosphorite is that you need to charge more, you need to ask for more, raises need to come your way. Like, be more, be what you are, in a sense. Put that out there, because whatever relationships you're after, whatever you're after right now, whatever you know, whatever you're so drawn to, and you're like, oh, I love those things. Like, for example, I would watch videos like these and be like, I love those videos and I want to do them and share all my stuff and do all these things. And then I was like, oh, well, I can do that. That's exactly kind of how I want you to look at this time, is like, whatever you're attracted to is attractive to you for a reason. You're channeling your higher self, and your higher self is trying to show you things and get you passionate and all lit up about things that you want to be, so that you can be them, because you are that. What you're attracted to is not just a coincidence. And that goes for people. If you have a big crush on someone, like, let them know. If you're in a relationship right now and you're still head over heels about them, let them know. Like, revive that. Revive the stuff that you're passionate about that you already have, including yourself. Whoever you already are, get it out there. Promote yourself. You don't need a cosigner, though many will cosign you. And you'll be surprised over this next year or two how many people come out of the woodworks because they want to be a part of what you're a part of. You're a great leader who will have many troops, if you will. People are going to follow you. You probably already have some sort of following or some sort of idea of what you're going to do. And it's just about like being that, and almost like putting your fishing pole in the water so that when the fish comes, like, already have the biggest pole. Like, already prepare to catch the biggest fish, because you're that type of person who's going to do that and get those things and be paid for those things and have that space held for you. You are natively just very supposed to be worthy of much more than I think you know that you're worthy of now. So anyway, moving past that, I think that relationship is going to be a highlight of this person's or group 3's process. The King of Cups is really standing out to me. Like, as you learn to hold more space for yourself, your partner will also follow suit and do that for themselves. And I think there's a lot of friendship in the future between you and loved ones. There's a lot of romance and just like genuine sweetness. There's a lot of attraction and beauty, and I also see like home renovations in the Queen of Pentacles. I think that you're starting to nourish certain aspects that you used to maybe either take for granted or not understand were fully there in the home. It's like you're starting to make the little spaces, the altar spaces, and the cleanliness more of a priority. And that's really awesome. And I think that you're going to be gifted some really cool stuff. So more gifts are coming in. And then we have the the King of Pentacles over here on the side. So we have these two kings mixed with the 7 of Cups over here. So I see a lot of emotional validation waiting to be cashed in on. A lot of physical goods being delegated by you and possibly your partner. So you have a lot of abundance here, both materially and emotionally, but you're trying to decide how to sort those things out and where you'd like to go next. Don't focus on what you don't know, though. Focus on what is captivating you, because again, what you're interested in is where you need to go. And then the other stuff will naturally unveil itself as you go along. So every step of the way, more will be revealed to you. You don't have to be on top of everything and have this great grand plan. You might be someone who really enjoys planning and be very uncomfortable and like, what do you mean not have a master plan? What do you mean not, like, if you're trying to invest, you want to know about how every single market and business is doing. You want to know everything about investing. Just invest in what is calling to you right now. Like, just put yourself where you want to be, and then the other stuff will just like fall into place via connections that you make, or ideas that you have, or things that you stumble across in the creative process. The relationships that you create during this time will be like neurons, or like, what am I trying to say? Like brain, oh my god, what am I trying to say? Like the receptors in your brain are going to be like these synapses firing off. And you don't want to make this whole plan or this whole outline right now when you have no idea about the future tools that are going to make that process so much easier that are coming your way. So let things come to you. The Queen of Pentacles never reaches down to pick a flower. The flowers in her garden grow so high and abundantly that they reach her hand and just sit with her. She has everything she needs. Focusing on the body too is really big for you right now. You could easily burn yourself out if you try to get a grip on every single thing going on around you. You're a highly abundant person, which means there's a lot to process and move and regulate. Just regulate again what your body first, obviously your body and your emotions. Be on top of those things. Hold space for your health and your mental health and your well-being. Keep up with your relationship by just being a solid friend, or with your relationship, should I say, by just being a solid person in other people's lives. Lead by example and put yourself out there. Because by doing those things, you're going to rally a great deal of people and resources behind you that really give you the energy for an upcoming project or time where a lot will be required of you, and you'll be really, really channeling yourself into something physical. But again, don't try to focus on things that don't need your time right now. Okay. So very quickly, I'd like to put down some of these Untamed elemental cards. We have the Octopus, Breath, Butterfly, and Mountain. Okay. Well, no matter what, I know that there's like this air of freshness around you. I think you're really ascending and soaring. I'm getting like online business owners could be here, people who are starting online businesses, people who are in relationships with people with online businesses, ads, things are coming up like that to me for you. So being on top of that sort of thing, you're on the right track if you're doing any of that. If not, that's okay too. This is obviously a general reading, but that was just a little message I got. Also, travel. I think travel could be a big thing for you upcoming, where you're going to be making some connections and seeing some things that change your idea of who you are in a really great way. The breath is something that contracts and expands, similar to the butterfly wings opening and closing. Your grief and your experiences where there's been a lot of hardship are totally a part of the divine expansion going on now. You're learning how to take up space and be self-validated without pain, which is huge. Like the Mountain reminds me a lot of the Emperor card. You can take up space, and Lindsay Mack says this, a mountain doesn't ask for permission to be that big, it just is. Like, you're allowed to just grow. You're not tied to any stories of victimhood. You don't need to have survivor's guilt for being big. Like, you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to go from caterpillar to butterfly, and if your caterpillar friends don't like that, that's okay. You have other things to do. You have flowers to visit and things. You have butterfly friends too. There's a beautiful diversity in your life happening right now, and it's incredibly grounding, and it's such an explorative process. But I think the octopus has a lot to do with you putting your tentacles in everything and trying to kind of grip on and maybe struggling with control. But you're actually a water creature. Stay in your flow. Stay in your blossom. Let the dark spots be dark so that when they're illuminated, they're obvious, you know? You'll have the tools you need to illuminate them. Life is very contractual. It's very much in a flow and in a rhythm. These things have already been set for you before you even got here. But I am going to read you one of these. I'm going to probably read you the octopus. I'm just looking for her. Let's see. I think she's LMNO. There we go. Regeneration. As a complex master of disguise and charismatic contortionist, Octopus is ever-changing, highly resilient, and totally unlimited. She is an independent queen with 3 parts, 9 brains, and an incredible talent for regeneration. She is a vessel of everlasting treasures that fuel her to total recovery and dispel perceptions of terminality. As a living representation of the power of regeneration, Octopus bestows the auspicious news that despite profound loss or wounds, life is dexterous. She supports the improbable truth that brokenness is not defeat. We can come back even stronger than before. Within the universe there is an infinite supply of energy. Money is not spent, it is circulated. Love is never lost, it takes new forms. Opportunities aren't missed, they return in ways that more accurately reflect your truth. Call on octopus medicine when you need to be reminded that healing and regeneration are not only possible, they are the nature of life itself. When balanced, flexible, resilient, creative, regenerative. When imbalanced, struck down, contracted, and brittle. To bring into balance, float or soak in water. Anoint your body with precious oils. Cool. And one thing I'm getting a lot of here is like this like Virgo energy, this very like creative, feminine, maternal, structured, grounded energy for you. And I just see so much like prosperity and growth. And like online growth even. I know I keep saying that, but seriously, like you are worth so much. So much good stuff is coming. And you are on top of all of it. And let go of what you're not on top of, because I promise you the things you need are going to come into play and give you, you know, the direction that you need. So just focus on what you do have directions for, and you will dig up the old pamphlets you've been looking for. That's a metaphor. You'll come across what you need to come across. So now pulling for love for group 3. I'm going to pull one more, but I kind of feel like I have what I need. Okay. Okay, right off the bat, I do kind of get this feeling that group 3 is optimistic. They tend to be optimistic, and that can sometimes cause them extra pain because I think they are going through kind of a tough time actually right now with love, and they're not letting themselves understand that they do deserve more, and that their reality isn't a reflection directly of what they deserve. Again, there's this contractive, I was just saying it wrong. Contractive energy kind of like surrounding different areas of their lives. Like I feel like they have so this is group 3. They have so expansive like energy in some places, and they're like, wow, this is blossoming beyond my wildest things. And then in other places they're like, how is that so small and so like not radiating right now? And I think love could be one of those places. So whether you're looking for a partner or you have one, let yourself not turn a blind eye and mask over some of those wounds with toxic positivity, because you do deserve a big cash out. You have a very important sensitivity about you that needs to be seen so that it doesn't evolve into victimhood. You have a lot to do, right? You have a lot to manage. So heartbreak almost seems like something you don't have time for and don't want to admit or accept. But I think you are a little bit heartbroken. I think you do have some facets of yourself where you're like, I should just be grateful. But deep down there's a sense of not enoughness sometimes that comes up, and it's not about that it's true, that one or the other is true. I think it's more just about being more open to your emotions and your feelings, and your love life is where that's happening. It's kind of trying to crack you open and open you up. You could feel like you're overwhelmed, you have so much to work on, you have so much going for you, you have so much money, you're married to your work life, or maybe your partner's really into their work, and there's so many things to be grateful for. There could be children involved, there could be so many things that you're so grateful for, but you're still allowed to sometimes be like, wow, I'm overwhelmed and I'm having a hard time and I need X, Y, or Z. And I think I'm going to leave it there, because I think that's it, is making more time for yourself to say, I need X, Y, or Z. Like, you do need more time just to be in your feelings, and that might mean just making more time for self-care, or some days being all right with the fact that your emotions will get really big, because you know you're really good at being grateful and all that, but also your feelings just need to be cracked open a little more so that more creativity can flow through those channels. And I think that love life is the main area where that happens, where things get cracked open and you're like, I don't want to feel that way, and it's not all bad, so I'm not going to give into that. It's not a matter of giving in, it's a matter of letting things being in ebb and flow. Emotions are very fluid, right? So there's nothing bad on the horizon or anything like that. I just want you to be comfortable and willing to know that sometimes you'll feel like you deserve more. Maybe that this is one of those times, and start calling that in, because you can call it in for sure. But anyhow, lots of things to be grateful for, but just more emotions need to be expressed and seen. Before we move on to your career cards with Isis, I want to quickly pull a couple of spell cards. We have Reconnect with Someone, very interesting, and then a general spell for year-round health. Okay, so you can screenshot these cards if you'd like to do them, but they're just reaching out to you, and I wanted to offer them up in case you'd like to. I think it's kind of interesting that Reconnect with Someone is going on. But yeah, feeling your feelings are the biggest things right now. You're being broken open so you can have a more emotionally fulfilling life in the future, so that you can really feel the beauty coming in. Moving on with career. Whoa. Okay, you both want to come out. Okay, Serpent of Fire and Cartouche both came out for group 2. I was saying that these two have a lot to do with soul contracts and being a magical person that is capable of calling in new opportunities, understanding that your words and your thoughts and all that have powers are the first steps to manifesting something. A lot of us get started with the law of attraction, etc. when we learn about manifestation. And so maybe you need to start scripting, you need to start writing down how your life is going to be, and remembering you're a divine magnetic being. And when you make time to do divine magnetic things, like envision the direction of your career or the direction of how you're going to make money, things will actually fall into place. People will come your way. You have those powers, but if you don't give them any time and energy, then they're not going to remember or be magnetized to you. And that opens you up again. It opens up, your emotions are being cracked open major. You're trying to remember who you are. You're trying to be more valid in yourself and call in more money and abundance and creativity and all that. You need to be having a regular spiritual practice if you want that to bleed into your abundance in your career life. Life Restored, Priestess of the Phoenix. Ooh, I love that. And then the Pillar of Light, the Star of Isis. So again, there's a lot of cash-ins and rewards available to you if you start opening up that floodgate of like, oh, I'm a spiritual, highly able to manifest person. This will just change something about you. Like, you will just be more heard. People will feel this and see this in the way you talk. The little spiritual things that you say and share, and the kooky things that normally you're maybe too serious to be, will make you more vulnerable so people can connect to you on different levels and see a new part of your spirit. And that will like trigger past life memories. A lot of people knew you in a past life that are in your life now and able to tap in and see you. So put yourself out there, put your spirit out there, and you will be amazed at like how fast certain things grow. Now for the Life Restored, the Priestess of the Phoenix, I'm actually going to read a little bit of that because I'm not super familiar. And I do feel like there's something about it that wants to be read in here. So I'm just going to jump right where I jump. So let go of the past, be brave and bold, and allow the Phoenix Priestess to inspire you to realize the return to life, the restoration, the resurrection is upon you now. Have hope and optimism. Just because something fell away in the past does not mean it will have value. It will not have value and be able to grow in the present moment. Take what is going to be offered in your life, the rebirth that is happening, into your wide open arms now, and be assured that you have transitioned through the energies of death and into life. Peace to you, dear initiate of light. The past is over. Enjoy your rebirth. Spiritual resurrection is gifted to you now. Whatever part of your life you thought to be dead is being revived and will flourish back into life. Just as the phoenix rises into the fire, transitioning from death into life, so too will you rise again, healed and renewed. Okay, so maybe job things are coming back, or ideas about what you wanted to be or what you wanted to put yourself towards. It's coming back into your life. And I think this also might have to do with love. Like, you're kind of like revisiting some of these things that you're like, oh, I was kind of on the right path. Let me get those things, but leave all the other toxic stuff out. It's okay to take what you learned from the past and like bring it back in, but like sift out. Don't bring, you know, the stuff that didn't serve you. So I hope this reading served you. I'm really grateful to read for you, Group 3, and until next time, bye. All right, Group 4. So beginning just with a general overall look at things, we have so many swords. So anytime I see, I mean, literally 6 out of 7 cards are swords. So right now, things could be overwhelming for you for sure. You could be doing a lot of processing, a lot of thinking, a lot of overthinking. You could feel like you're heavily involved in a lot of conversation and a lot of verbal processing. Your wit, your ability to be logic, your ability to be fast thinking, fast moving, fast adapting. I mean, obviously this energy already, as I'm talking, is hectic. So compassion for the self, for sure, a lot of compassion for the self. Oh, I'm sorry. You have 5 out of 7 cards. This is a Knight of Pentacles. So, but even the Knight of Pentacles, I think, might be your biggest grounding factor here. The first thing that stands out to me is this Page of Swords right next to the 8, 9, and 10. And it literally goes 8, 9, 10, Page, Knight, right, of Swords. So you're definitely in this higher evolved state. You might have been someone who did grow up kind of suffering from this feeling of lack, limitation, depression, not enoughness. That could have been a theme that you dealt with and really persevered through. I think that finding meaning for you is a major part of this life, and figuring out what matters is huge for you. You're very, very analytical of your reality, aware. You're always trying to be truthful to yourself so that you can make gestures in the direction that you'd like to go. But it's hard for you maybe to feel inspired when things can feel so overwhelming. And the Page of Swords stands out to me as this, like, I want to express myself. I want to be real and authentic. But I also want this vast success and beauty and dreaminess about me, about my life. I want to feel inspired when I wake up, and I want to know I'm sovereign in my truth. I want my existence to be a form of activism. I want to make changes in this world. So there's a lot ahead of you, and you know that. You subconsciously pick up on that, and that's why you continue to go through some of the things that you've gone through. You might feel like you've gone through some hard battles in the past. And that's being portrayed in a lot of ways. You might have felt like, more than anything, you might be battling with your own mind. I think your own mind gives you a lot of problems. I think you tell yourself a lot of stories. I think you have a lot of inherited stories too that you might have picked up from family members and things that have happened in the past, but you know they didn't happen to you. They happened for you. I know that deep down you're very aware that you're not a victim. But that doesn't mean that anxiety and things like in your head don't get to you and cloud your judgment and your vision, and you don't fall victim to your own mind. Sometimes you do. And I think right now you might be in a position where you're like, where am I headed? You know, because this 8 of Swords and 9 of Swords is very like, oh, the universe is bullying me. But no, you are someone who can't be bullied, to be real. You're not at that point in your life anymore. You just strike through that type of stuff and you keep going. You're too creative to be bullied. You're too fast moving to stay in one place and be stagnant in any sort of, I don't know, repetitive, monotonous ways of living. You will find your way out of those sorts of things. So if something like that is uninspiring for you right now, don't worry, it's going to pass. It really will. Everything else that has bothered you. You're clearing, and just to start off too, just to let you know, you chose the citrine, and the citrine is all about like self-worth and remembering your true north. And just because you tap into your true north and you have a clear vision doesn't mean your reality is going to match that, but it's about to. It's going to change. You're not exempt to the rules of time, unfortunately, Group 3, even though you are very magical, very potent and magical and spiritual. The 10 of Swords tells me that you have also felt like you're coming to the reality of like friends and people who aren't very good for you. You're starting to realize that, like, through your own ego deaths and your own psychedelic mind, that that is what's going to lead you to liberation, happiness, money. You're a pretty independent person by nature, and your friends are not going to do it for you. The people around you aren't going to do it for you, so you take that on as your personal mission, and that's beautiful because you're right on the right path in terms of career. Career is about to change for you. You have some big changes ahead of you. That being said, though, I want to keep it kind of right here for a second longer, is that you've gone through these things and you're still coping very well. You're still getting the hang of many things, so you don't deserve this major, huge upgrade. And even if you did, that's not how reality works, right? We don't just snap our fingers and overnight we're this sensation, though you might feel that way in your head, like that's what it's about time for. And I'm not lying when I say that, like, I agree with you. I think that you are capable and worthy of so many things, but what you really deserve here is, and what the universe is giving you that you deserve, is an opportunity to really solidify and lighten up in your mind, to really solidify your mental health, to really solidify who you want to be. You have some kinks to work out still. You're very much an underdog in the world right now, and you are going to be a champion in that way. And you're eclectic, and you're awesome, and you're beautiful, and your nature has so much excitement ahead of you. But there are some things you have to work out in your own beliefs about yourself in this world that are going to graduate you into very advanced states. So these spiritual awakenings, this breaking away from people who don't serve you, this sense of betrayal even by things around you, is leading you in the correct direction for your path. You're a highly potent individual. You have such deep, intuitive ideas about how things are going to be that it might almost seem like they're already like that. Like, you have such big dreams that it almost feels like they're already reality, but there are some things about you that are going to change before those things can come into a full manifestation. And don't give up, essentially, because you're you're such a starlight in the night sky right now. But soon the sun's going to come out, and you're going to kind of like combust into the sun and become something much bigger and greater and more radiant, and more people will look to you and see you, and more money will be made, and more relationships will be formed. And it's beautiful in that way. So keep going, like full force ahead. Anything you're working on, keep it moving. You know what that is. Anything you're very passionate about, any heartfelt love, relationship type things that are coming in, any animals that you have, any passion projects, just keep going. I feel like a lot of you guys might be musicians here too. And stay out of trouble. Also, don't be doing anything that's going to make you mentally or physically unwell. I do think, though, this is mostly behind you, and it's almost like this Page of Swords I'm feeling a strong pull towards. Like, this is you. You're looking back at all these betrayals and big realizations and all the things I just talked about. You're like, yeah, I've kind of already come out of that, and I'm more chill now. You're looking back at it, though, and you're like, holy crap, am I going to be able to get over that? Like, can I really go ahead into this future? And that future is, like, right around the corner. Like I was saying, like, you have a couple things to click into place about yourself and about your self-beliefs and your confidence before you can unlock this, like, this, right? Like, you're like, let's get through that. I know I did get through it, so let's just transmute this and use it to our best ability to stay present and grounded and all these things, and I've caught up to speed, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm feeling like this, like, fast forwarding thing. Like, you might have rewinded, looked it all the way through at your life, and then now you're, like, catching up to speed again. You're like, okay, I'm ready, but I'm a little exhausted. And the Knight of Pentacles is almost holding this idea of this vision, this idea of, like, peace and love and relationship and family life and normalcy, because you've been in a very chaotic state for a lot of your life, I think. All that stuff is wrapping up into this beautiful token of knowledge of what you really want. And it's quite simple. and quite beautiful and shiny, and it's all melded together. Your dreams intertwine, your goals intertwine a lot. So, and these greens are popping out. It's almost like what used to be hidden to you, where you used to not be able to see how much beauty you had. You were lost in the psychedelic nature of pain or suffering, or not being able to express your sexuality, or struggling with like who you were and what you wanted to be. You used to not understand how much potential you had. This emerald sky was not even seen to you, and now you're riding that emerald horse. Like, you're about to get on all of the things that you used to not even have in your grasp. This wasn't things that weren't even available to you in your past, are what your vessel is. You're becoming this very materially wealthy, spiritually, mentally healthy being, and you're graduating and ascending so much. Your soul is like, whoa, I've never seen such a turnaround. And that all comes from you persevering right now and being able to get out of these old stories and make good habits and settle down a little bit so that you can pause in a safe place and get together what you want to be and what you want to do and what that looks like in simple terms. Just the next thing you need to do tomorrow and next week and the week after that, so that in the next few years you have a very well-rounded, beautiful life of all the eclectic things coming together and making sense for once. You still are standing on this beautiful foundation of the wealth that's coming to you. You'll have so much money. I keep feeling like you have everything you need. It's so fruitful around you. There's so much opportunity and collaboration. And all the stuff that used to feel outcasted and used to feel dangerous is now what you use to illuminate things. You're able to really see things for what they are and keep them in their proper categories, and delegate your time and your energy correctly in the future. And your future self is reaching to you right now, and they're like, please keep going. Please be okay with the silent moments of meditation and stillness. Please reflect back on your past with gratitude, because you'll never have to go back there. And it taught you to love peace. And that peace is going to be a place where you can settle and dream even bigger. And that dream is what you ride into a future that is far beyond what you ever thought was possible. Like, versus you being a little kid, you know. You always maybe knew deep down what you wanted and the type of life you wanted to live, but you thought with your family and with the society that those things weren't possible. So they are. And they're definitely around the corner. So just keep going, keep going. Before we go into your love cards and dial in a little bit deeper, I wanted to pull some oracle cards for you. I think we're just going to do two. Ooh, we have the Pegasus and the Sage. I love this. These are both very initiatory cards in this deck. I'm going to read you the Pegasus right out of the book. They're in the wild cards, I believe. I think the Pegasus is in the wild cards. Am I lying? Oh, maybe I was lying. But I wasn't actually lying, I just didn't know. Where would the Pegasus be? Don't they fly? Would they be in air? Oh, there she was. Okay. Born of the sea, Pegasus is a goddess mare with triumphant angel wings. She is a master at uniting the cosmic and earthly realms. Dressed as a warrior luminary, this noble equine rules the open skies and visits you as you slumber. She is a defender of liberty, willing to carry you above the clouds of familiar toward your soaring dreams of freedom. She imbues all she encounters with her healing frequencies and offers loyal companionship to those who respect innocence. Pegasus willingly presents what is possible for your evolution of your soul. She is here to escort you into a vast new sense of freedom. Now is the time to declare to the universe that you are complete with your limitations. If you are tangled in a thought or emotion that is holding you back, this is the moment to release it. If you are in a circumstance that you have clearly outgrown, here is a sign that you're ready to move forward. If you're indulging in a habit that you know drains your energy, now is the moment to put it aside. Call upon Pegasus and allow her to take you to the heights of your choosing. All you must do is accept her reins. Balanced, connection to one's infinite potential. Imbalanced, lack, limitation, addiction, and feeling trapped. To bring into balance, adopt a willingness to release self-limiting beliefs and habits. So in terms of this card coming up, I do think that I was kind of sensing this like chaotic nature. So I had a feeling with, and now reading this even more so, I kind of had this feeling that all this chaos might have had something to do with substance or with like struggling with your past in the sense of some of your choices you might have made. But I think that you are someone who very much utilizes those types of experiences to furthermore fuel your ascent. And the Sage coming up kind of reveals that you're totally knowledgeable at this point. You totally have done a lot of deep diving and are aware of the polarities of self and are definitely capable of using those things to guide you forward far beyond the normalcy of whatever people are doing around you. So you have a very unique path ahead of you, and you're pretty much limitless in the potential of how far it can take you. But it is about staying in the peace, staying out of the chaos, and channeling those eclectic things about you, that creative part of you that maybe used to be rejected, maybe used to make you feel like you would never be accepted if you were, if people really knew the real you, you didn't feel like you were going to ever find people that understood you. Those things are exactly what's going to guide you forward the more you nurture those things about yourself, the more you tell your story and are open and honest with yourself. You're going to be guided to the people and the habits and the passions that will plug you into the communities you need to be plugged into. So just stay with that. Even in the hard and non-chaotic times, you have to stay with that. You can't really slip up and go back to your old ways. You're going to have to like buckle down and ride it out and keep it going, because that's the only way you're going to make it over here into the Lovers. It's literally Eden in the Lovers. And it's far different. The terrain there, the way of life, the habits, everything is so much different than what you're looking back at yourself as. So lots of really cool independent projects are ahead of you, but you definitely have to stay grounded and stay patient with the Knight of Pentacles here. And with that, we'll pull some cards for Group 4's love life. We have the Hierophant, 8 of Coins, 10 of Coins, 9 of Wands, 9 of Coins. Okay, let's see here. Well, a lot of work. There's a lot of work going on. 9 of Wands tells me that whether you're in a relationship or not, work and productivity, well, I guess 9 of Wands and 9 of Coins being next to each other especially, work, productivity, and money are a major focus for you and your partner if you're in a relationship. You could also meet someone at work right now. I'm getting that maybe a lot of you are servers, also musicians, that, like I was saying earlier, you could come into contact with a potential romantic partner via either of those modalities in your life. But anyhow, stay in this flow. I think for now, keep working hard, keep yourself busy, occupied, keep building up your money. That's more of the focus, I think, right now. The Hierophant is someone who is very spiritual and very much in the structures of things, but travels and comes in and out of society. So if you're looking for someone that could be kind of their vibe, they could be they have a nomadic spirit, they have something that is a little bit removed about them. They might be like the spiritual one of their friend group. They're pretty independent. They might like alone time. The Hierophant is also ruled by Taurus, so Taurus energy could be somewhere in the sun, moon, or rising of you or a partner. And then the 8 of Coins, again, 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands. These are so work-like. So I feel like this could be like a work has something to do with this situation. You could have met your lover at work as well. And then 10 of Coins, the 10 of Pentacles means that there is a big payoff in your love life coming. Whether this means that enhanced materials and wealth and money are coming into you and your partner's life, or there's going to be an abundance of potentiality with your love life, meaning that a partner may come your way, opportunities that connect you to people will come your way. These are all good omens, but work is definitely very interwoven into this aspect of your life right now. So just keep going, one foot in front of the other there. Lots of good fortune in that arena of your life. And then before we move into your career cards, I'm just going to pull 2 spell cards for you. So we have reconnect with someone. Okay, so interesting that that comes up right after the love. So there could be someone that you're wanting to reconnect with or call in that you've already crossed paths with. If you want to screenshot this card and do that spell, feel free. It's from the Wiccapedia card deck. Okay, so reconnect with someone. And then, let's do this one actually. Healing, a general spell for year-round health. This is funny, both of these have shown up already in the previous pile. So if you would like to also screenshot that one. So good. Health and reconnection and love. So that's cool. Okay, and then lastly, we'll just do your career cards. Oh my gosh, again, the Temple of Black Obsidian has come up 3 times now. Spirit of Isis, Triumph of the Goddess, and Portal of Light. She glides on the wings through time and space. Okay, so I definitely think that you're just putting in some work and catching up on some karmic dues right now. If there's any small turbulences or inconveniences in work life right now, just ride it out. It's okay. Like, things are going to pass if there's any problems here. Or if you're like at a job and every day you're like, okay, when is this going to change? When is something new coming? It's definitely coming within the next 2 months, I would say. You're going to have some sort of opportunity or opening or change where you're able to take on a more creative role. You're upgraded in some way. Something makes you feel way more validated, and you're just looking forward, waiting on that right now. So you're in a healing phase for sure. You're clearing karmic debts. You're getting in touch with people that will be important in your future and work life right now too. So take stock of people that might be potential angel investors, employees, collaborators. All sorts of people are in your life right now that will take part in this future where you're really being more of a channel of what you are going to do in regards of money in the future. And then this middle card that links them is kind of like this spiritual download, this work you're doing on yourself, this easing of chaos, this one foot in front of the other and like really getting your bearings is going to connect that piece. So you're going to leave this time of, okay, clearing away and getting things together, and you're going to be fully capable, more capable than you've ever been, of manifesting job opportunities and money making opportunities and upping your passion projects into a place that they've never been before. More so than anyone in your community, really. So lots of success in the future, but you just have a couple of things to kind of do and show for yourself. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, like this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!